Here at Simply Garden, with over 50 years of gardening experience, I believe in keeping things simple and productive while gardening in your own backyard. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. This is getting ready to make plans for 2019, and I'm excited to share some tidbits of what I do as far as planning my garden for the year. This is Jim from Simply Garden. I wanted to just give you a chance to share some of the thoughts from the past, but also looking forward to next year and where we're at. So as you look into the next year, you're always thinking, okay, what should I do differently? Anything I should change? I try to take some pretty good notes, but I do have a system, and as I promised, it's very simple, part of our Simply Garden theme. And what the idea here is keeping track of what you do from year to year, so you know what you did if you want to look back. So believe it or not, I have plans going back from 1985 when I did my first garden and property live here in southern New Hampshire, Zone 5. But so what I do is I like to really, I do keep my seeds in an organized method. That's the first thing I'll do, is I'll go ahead and get some of these old boxes, which are great for holding seeds. I tend to hold seeds for 2 years. I find much beyond 2 years, they kind of dwindle out. I do know some people are seed savers out there, heirloom seeds, but I do buy particular ones that either through mail catalog or over the rack at Burpee. I think it's Fairy Morgus seeds. I've got the name wrong. Fairy Morgus. Whatever I can find to get the seeds. Try to get some organic, absolutely try and push more in that direction. But I will go through, they're all by alphabetical category, starting with beans, going right down to the beets and cabbage, lettuce. So I literally will go through the packages, check the expiration date in the back. If it's more than 2 years old, I dump it. And so we'll throw the packages out. And then from there, what I do is I also have a list that I keep track of. Talk about lists, hold a second here. I actually do a layout on paper. It's on the computer, it's very simple. Listing basically the name of the product, the variety. If I have anything in right now, as far as if I have some in here, so I keep track of what I have in my little sorting system here. And then also, as soon as I put the price or size of the product I'm getting, and the source of where I bought it from. And so that way I got ones going back to 1992. I keep those every year. So that's another very simple, just a little charts method to make that, so you can keep track of what you use. And actually right now I'm up to 26 different varieties of different types of vegetables. And with that, there's many sub-varieties within that. So there's probably 100 different things I run. So we keep track of what we're doing there and hope to add a few more things. I'm actually looking to get another spot in my garden to grow more sugar pumpkins, since we love our fresh pumpkin pie. I think we did a video on the pumpkin bread with a fresh pumpkin pie. So then I do have a map, a plot plan for the garden beds. I run 23 raised beds. If you look at the beginning of my video, you'll see an overview of the plan itself, as far as the garden layout and all the raised beds. These are all raised beds. Each bed's roughly about 5.5 to 6 feet wide by about 13 to 14 feet long. There's 23 of them. That does not include my blueberries. I have 4 different raspberry areas, asparagus, grapes, peach trees, pears, and Christmas trees also. So that's not good. This is just the garden part we're talking about today here. I do have strawberries. I run 5 beds of strawberries on here. Actually, I'll set up for 6 this time. So one of these beds will get rotated in with strawberries. I've marked the strawberries on here. I put down what year the strawberries. Give you an example here. Looking over at this one here, I put in a strawberry bed back in 2016. I've got some over here for 2014. This will be its last year. We'll rip that one out. We'll run its season through June, and then it becomes something more for the fall, which I'll probably put in something like beans. Usually I do that. Or I'll throw some sweet corn. It has to be composted pretty heavily in organic fertilizer, because it's been sitting there for about 4 or 5 years of having the actual strawberries growing there. And you'll see throughout my videos throughout the year, I'll give you some good ideas as far as how I keep the strawberries nourished. Tried something new this year. Learned from one of the YouTube, I think Miranda Gardner, And it was really great as far as what he had accomplished. It taught me actually as far as taking rootings and how to make fillings as far as for more plants. So we do that. We also run about 6 raised beds of sweet corn too. So we have plenty of corn to share, and also in the freezer too. With that, we also have, from there, I have those plans going back to, like I said, 1995. So all those there, I don't know if I keep them all, just sometimes you just want to keep once in a while. And then from there, we go on into the calendar. So I actually keep a calendar. This is last year's. Isn't that beautiful? That's one of the harbors on the East Coast here, Mystic Harbor. But pretty much on the weekend, I'll keep track of what I have to do that weekend. I'll give you an example. On the first weekend of April, my goal is to plant carrots, beets, onion sets, spray my fruit trees with organic oil, special oil, it's just an oil product. Next week, I had to prepare the strawberry beds for the new ones coming. Plant some more onions. It looks like, can't read my writing sometimes, I'm sorry. Plant peas. We're back up here into March. The important date always, first day of planting peas on the 20th. Remember, we're in zone 5. I literally shoveled 3 feet of snow off the garden. I do prepare that ahead of time. I also do a video again on that. I did that one last year, showing that. So that we run that throughout the whole season. What to do each week. I just put it on towards the weekend. Also keep track of my amount of strawberries I get. I'm picking strawberries, blueberries. Around a month. Strawberries is usually in June. Blueberries in July. I don't keep track of the raspberries. It's very difficult to keep track of the raspberries. But I like to know how much I get. And reason being, they're giving me a good indication of how the plants are doing. So I do like to keep track of the amount of pints I bring in. I found my blueberries were dropping a little bit. I'm like, uh-oh. I did some research and improved upon that. Then the last thing I do, actually I think that's it. So we do the calendar. Keep track of everything, and then we head down to and then go through the different catalogs, which I'll be talking about that as far as what catalogs I like to do. One time I do talk a lot about Gardens Alive. I like a lot of the organic products they carry, and then also the some of the seeds catalogs, like Harris Seeds. I like to use that a lot too. So with that, also we just picked some carrots. It's end of December 31st, and I just pulled these out of the garden. And some great, of course I haven't mulched in about a foot of leaves, but the moles are leaving alone this year. I'm really excited about that. I do want to take a moment and to thank a couple people who just tagged me recently for what I do as far as on the YouTube channel here, and it's great to share the content. And one that just tagged me recently was Farmer JT, and he does a great job. He's a young farmer, and he's does a lot of live videos. Well, that's a great thing to catch up what he does and his activities. Check him out, give him a little encouragement, subscribe to him. Also like to talk about a couple other tags. Prairie Plant Girl, she has been really working hard as far as giving a lot of good information out there. A lot of YouTube, a lot of how-to videos, which I think is really awesome. And even she mentioned a comment of how kind all the other garden channels are to her, and it is very true. The community does help each other out with suggestions, ideas, and I don't think I've had a negative comment yet from anybody. I'm doing this for almost a year. Heaven's Gates Cherry Farm up in northern Michigan. He's teaching us about what he's doing and encouraging people to work with what they enjoy doing as far as gardening. Then Kara Crandall, she's actually a writer, but she also is working on her YouTube channel consistently and doing a great job of sharing her tips, and she's from the West Coast, Oregon. And then the next one would be Y Garden, and she's more over in the Jersey area, and she's more into plants, flowers. She gets a little more into the scientific side of things, but it's a lot of good knowledge as far as what she does as far as her skills and learning about gardening. So just a few I want to give a tag on, and hopefully you all have a great New Year coming up, and we're excited about this next garden season and see what we can share with you throughout the season. And I hope you have a rich, blessed New Year for you all, and I appreciate your comments and ideas, and eventually I'll be sharing some more thoughts of what's coming up for next year. And Happy New Year!